we've seen tensions mounting here in Danville since early this morning. We saw community attempts to blockade the R503, quickly be intervened by police who came out in their numbers to ensure that they maintain a proper flow of traffic. They've actually removed all the burning tires, and they've also removed all the other debris that was put on the R503. Now we see traffic flowing as a contingency of police, and traffic officials are there manning that road. But we saw tensions spill over internally as the small little, blockages of roads, internal roads in Danville actually escalated as the police's action to disperse the community elevated the tensions internally. And this has led to, communities gathering, they actually have also had fires started in front of the councillor's house, you know what I mean? They've also come out in their numbers to ensure that they pressure the councillor, local government, as well as the Department of Public Works to actually come out here and address the community, to speak to the demands that they've put across there, demanding necessarily about the state of affairs here in Danville. Roads are riddled with potholes. The quality of life is not really satisfying for communities who've come out here and say that they believe that they are neglected because they are necessarily a colored community, and they believe that in their view, all colored communities are actually always sidelined and not considered for job opportunities. And this has led to, sheer instability in the community with no job opportunities, no development. This has led to youth in the area resorting to crime. They've actually, also become users of various drugs because of trying to cope with, life in this area. Now, I'm going to try speak to, yet again, the community member who came out at the R503 to speak about the tensions that occurred between community members and police. They feel that the community is actually being hard done by the police, who are not, relating to them as residents who are suffering the same service delivery shortfalls that the entire community is facing. They're saying that the police must take the back burner and allow the community to voice their concerns, because according to them, this is the only language understood by government. But let's have this in context, speaking to a community member. Now, let's talk about firstly, why have a fire burning in front of the councillor's house?
Once again, I'm Mariam Fasahi. The reason why some of the community members did burn tires here in front of the councillor is because they are not satisfied with the performance and the service delivery. Because, like I said earlier, it was being implemented and it was being given to the councillor, and it was being addressed, but we are pushing now this matter further so that the president can see that we are very serious with the problem that we are encountering. We are standing here with potholes. Our roads is only been fixed with, we don't need patches. We need proper roads. And every time they will tell us that this is infrastructure, this is city council's job, the internal roads is for city council. We are human beings. We also want to live in a civilized place. So, the reason why they burn their tires is only to get answers from the councillor. So we're not here to fight him. They're only putting the pressure on him so that the people upstairs can see that there is pressure being put on the councillor. So once again said, it is not, it was a peaceful strike. We never had what the police mentioned now earlier, stones and no weapons. And this petrol bombs that the police throw to the people, I saw that, I witnessed that myself because I've spoken to the police. So if the police having wrong attitude towards the colours in Danville, because that's a racial issue every time, even if we go to the police station and go and open cases, when they see this colour, it is a wrong colour. So President Ramaphosa, I hope that you're reading and you're seeing whatever I'm trying to emphasize now. We are part and parcel of the new South Africa. We are on the Rainbow Nation, but never in life you will see that our people are being hired. Our youngsters are taking part in drugs. They are educated. So what is education? The key to success, but not for the coloreds. They can go to varsity and sit here. They are standing in the 350 lines for the SRDs, which is wrong. That is not part of employment. We need our children to have proper jobs like all the other races. South Africa, the ANC, supposed to cater for all the races, colored, black, white, green, you name it, because the rainbow, once I said, does not have one color. So please, I'm not a racist, and this when the people in the village do mob justice, they are not being stopped because police are taking part and parcel of that strike. But why, when it comes to the coloreds and peaceful, we're not burning any of the other officers that you see here, because whatever we've got here, we want to keep safe. We also just want to know one thing. Our voices should be heard also in the parliament and in the government. So hear the voices of the colored people, as we've been called now from the police, Morwa police. They should also be taken to court for that racial issue, because if we call them now black, it's a racial issue. But we are not racist because our relatives are coming from the black. So where do they come from? And the other thing is that recently there was employment at the police and at the correctional service and at the traffic departments. Where does the colors fit in? Because why? There's no colors. It's only 2 colors been hired. The rest is Motswanas. Aren't we South African? We are carrying South African IDs. We're not foreigners in a foreign country. We are soil of this country. So please take care of this colored people. And like I said, we cannot stop frustration from the community. If they frustrated, it's only the way we want you to come and address this. But we are sick and tired of empty promises, because the ANC government is now here ruling for so many years, but we are still at this, the way we looked here, and we don't want this. We are sick and tired of living a peak life.
Absolutely, you know, frustrations coming from residents of Danville, explaining that their perception of the reality that is happening here is that they're being sidelined as a colored community. They're not being included in job opportunities that arise in various government services, in police, be it departments, be it municipalities. They believe that as a community they've been entirely neglected, necessarily because they are colored. They believe that if they were of another race, the police would not have shot at them and would not have referred to them in terms like Morwa, which for them is a derogatory reference to colored people, which actually separates them from the community of South Africa, which is a rainbow nation necessarily. So as we are here looking at the developments that are continuing here in Danville, with fires continuing to burn, with the fire that we're seeing burning right in front of the councillor's house. We went to the house to try and see if the councillor is around. The family has told us that the councillor is actually in a council sitting and will try to make his way back into the community, as he has actually, according to them, aligned himself with what the community has been standing for, being with them throughout the night, but has had to, you know, perform his duties as a member of council to ensure that he elevates the pleas of the community to that sitting. Now we see the communities out here in their numbers here in the road, ensuring or trying to ensure that their pleas and demands are taken to the streets and are well heard. Now we're going to speak to one of the other residents here who has points to share with us. Now, you believe as well, with Mama's sentiments, that Danville has been neglected for way too long.
You know, Danville is a place. We can't stay here anymore. The Shuris is next to us. The Shuris are stinking. The Nyaupe is here. I'm listening to my child to say, God bless us if he were to be there.
I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah,
a plea coming from the community explaining that they are facing the situation where residents are actually being forced to, you know, deal with sewage, deal with lack of services, and actually deal with the reality of not getting any intervention. But as we continue being shown the shared service delivery shortcomings, we'll keep giving you rolling coverage. But for this point, back to you in studio.